Why is it important to have a nonprofit when you run in sober living recovery homes? I'll tell you why. Because there are foundations and trust that people set up for the sole purpose of donating for all kind of different things. So this past Friday, one of those trusts that was set up specifically because of a overdose by their daughter, wealthy people set up a trust and donate to nonprofits every year. And so we got a commitment of $10,000. Well, that $10,000 will help us open up a house. And we look for these places because this is how wealthy people help out the community, is they set up things in order to give back. And sure, there's tax deductions, there's all these things, but our tax system has forced people to do things that is beneficiary to our community. This is why I love America. It's because there's a reward in giving back. And I also would say there's a spiritual reward in giving back, but for sure a financial reward. That if you set up things in a certain way, you can have a gift that keeps on giving. And so I spoke about this in my previous video about why is it important to be a nonprofit. I'm going to reiterate it again. There's certain things in life that you want to have for profit in business. At the same time, there's certain type of businesses that need to be a nonprofit, because you won't make it if just the people in our circumstances, the people in the recovery homes, if you're dependent on them, because I'm going to tell you, you're not. At the end of the day, you can only have about one house, and you better be living in there with them if you're thinking you're going to make it. But if you're going to grow past that one house, you got to be plugged into that community, and you also have to have outside help that you don't have to pay back. You don't have to go borrow a loan. You don't have to do anything. And this is what it's designed to do. Is there's places for sure, like this certain trust, that's what they want to do, is help out the community. And so you set up this nonprofit because you're giving back. And go talk to a CPA, a tax attorney, a CPA attorney or whatever, and they'll tell you, excuse me, the benefits of this is you can grow this without borrowing. You can get paid for it in the long run. Starting off, you're typically not getting paid too much for it. Right now, there ain't no money coming at them. But I want to see this get bigger, and I want to help out this section of the community. And if I didn't want it, I'd quit. I haven't quit yet. So we saw it through. Once I figured out nonprofit was the way to go, it took me about 1.5 years, took about 6 months to get the status done. Now we're at 2 years totally in, and I tell you what, that was the easiest funding I've ever gotten. Conversation was about 15 minutes long, and this person on the other end knew by our conversation, I knew what I was talking about, and that this was very important to me. It's not the only conversation I might have in regards to this particular, there's going to be another conversation, because the funding call for this is in the middle of November. And so we'll have to get some other stuff lined out. But at the end of the day, there's more people like that. And I want to go grab more because the specific recovery community we're helping out, we have a desperate need over here in my area, and that's women recovery homes. And for certain, if we struggle with men's, women is definitely going to be struggle the same way men are. And so at the end of the day, there's women being kept in prison because they can't get out because the judge wants them into a recovery home and there's none available. And the sad part is that there's actually grants for them to get paid for 2-3 months before, and they still, so they got money coming out and they still can't get in because there's nothing available. So me being a husband and a father of a couple girls that say, man, you never know where life's going to take you. But I tell you what, people that want to better themselves, they deserve a chance to better themselves. And people generally want to better themselves when they're in an environment to better themselves. Let's give them a good environment. Let's give them a good path. Let's show them the way to go. So if you're thinking about any of this, reach out to me and I would totally be happy to have a conversation because this is near dear to my heart. I've known men and women pass away that were close to me from drugs and alcohol. And I'm 42 years old. I probably haven't been to my last funeral because of it. I hope I did, but that's not the case, more than likely. So if you're considering this route, reach out to me. I'll gladly help out. God bless.